Hi everybody, this is a brief video tutorial for using the IR spectrometer at Tacoma Community College. The first thing you want to do when you walk up to the IR spectrometer is you want to look for a blue light. If the blue light on the equipment is not flashing or illuminated, then you need to flip the switch on the back of the instrument. You will notice that the blue light will continue to flash for about 45 seconds to a minute as the equipment is warming up. And then on the computer, what you need to do is go over to the left-hand side and open up Omnic. So double-click on that, and it will open up our software. You may notice a dialog box that opens up asking you about crystal selection. You can either select the germanium crystal and hit OK or cancel. The equipment should work either way. Then you want to expand this so that it's full screen. And then the most important thing that you want to do is hit Select Background. And we'll hit OK. During this step, the germanium crystal on the equipment shouldn't have any sample on it. What this does is it calibrates the equipment so that it won't pick up any of the gases in the room as actual sample. So for example, this peak right around 2400 is actually for carbon dioxide. This carbon dioxide signal we don't want to show up in our spectrum, so we're basically telling the computer to subtract it out. You may need to run the background multiple times over the course of the day, and I would recommend changing the background or recollecting it every 5 minutes. Once this is done, you will notice a dialog that pops up that says, do you want to add this to window 1? Hit no. We aren't interested in collecting this data. You'll notice now that the screen is blank. You're ready to go. And so the next step is to add your sample to the crystal. If you have a liquid sample, simply use a dropper and drop a single drop of liquid on top of the crystal. And if it's a sample, something that evaporates quickly, then you need to cover it with a cover slip as well. If it's a solid, you simply put a little bit of your solid on there, and then you need to rotate the pin over the sample and then pinch it down using the screw. Once you have your sample on there, you want to go on the portion that says Collect Sample and hit that. It says to enter the spectrum title. You are welcome to do that, or you can leave the default setting as is. And then we hit OK one more time. You'll notice that in the bottom right-hand corner it says background age is 1 minute. If you notice that this background age is over 5 minutes, or if you're getting a spectrum that looks kind of funny, you may want to recollect your background and start all over again. So we'll let the scan continue. You'll also notice on the bottom left-hand side it tells you how far along your sample collection is. Wait for that to finish before you do anything else. All right, now it says data collection has stopped. Add to window 1. We will hit yes. You'll notice that this doesn't look like a very good IR spectrum. We've got a bunch of random jaggedy peaks in the 500 region. In order to correct this, you want to go down to the very bottom right-hand corner and hit the in arrow. So we'll do that. You'll notice we've chopped off most of those peaks. Alternatively, you can use the slider down on the bottom to actually slide this position over a little bit more. So that looks pretty good. However, our peaks aren't very big yet. So what you should do is go to full screen, this button right here, and click on it. That looks much better. So what we will do at this point is we will go to Find Peaks, click on that, and you'll notice a crossbar going horizontally through your spectrum. If you click higher, you can select more peaks, and if you click lower, you will select fewer peaks. So we'll select up here, and then in the top right-hand corner, there is a button that says Replace. When you hit that, it will record those peaks on your spectrum. If there is a peak that you are interested in that is not recorded, you can additionally hit this T button, it's the annotation tool, and then go over to the spectrum and click on the peak of interest, so maybe this little one, and it will record the peak as well. After you've done that, it's a good idea to hit full screen again, and that will pull up all of your peaks that may have been lost in the baseline. And then you want to go to File, Save As. Select the folder that corresponds to your class. So for example, if I'm in Monday lab, I will open this up and I will type in my initials, JME, the page number, so maybe I'm on page 11 in my lab notebook, and it is sample A for that page. So I will do JME011A for the first sample. Make sure that you record this in your notebook and on the spectrum itself. We will hit save. Then you want to go to File, Print. Be sure that you select 15BW. You typically want 2 copies for most of the organic chemistry labs, one for your notebook to staple in, and one to hand in with your lab report. So we'll change this to a 2, and we'll hit print. At this point, you'll notice that the TCC print job dialog box will come up. You will want to enter in your login or the chemistry code. So if you don't have any money on your account, you can hit chem. And then it's a good idea to put in a job name. So I'll put Jeff's sample. That way when you go to release your print job, you know that it's yours and not somebody else's. And I'll hit print. All right, at that point, you've got your sample saved. You've got a printed copy. All you need to do now is hit clear. And then go back to the instrument. You want to clean your sample from the platform using Kimwipe and a small amount of acetone that's been sprayed on the Kimwipe. Please do not spray acetone directly on the equipment because it will splatter onto the computer and melt plastics objects that are nearby. You need to wipe down the stage itself, and if you use a solid, you need to wipe down the underside of the pin. Please do a good job cleaning this, and if you spill anything around the instrument, you should wipe that up as well. The discarded glass waste should go in the beaker next to the instrument or in the red bucket in the lab room, and any Kimwipe waste should go in the garbage. Please make sure that you treat the equipment well, that way it lasts a long time and doesn't become damaged. If there's anything going wrong with the equipment, please contact me or Katie Gulliford, and we can help you with getting it repaired or back online. If anything ever goes wrong and you notice that the page is showing somebody's data and you're having trouble with it, the simplest solution is just close it down and then reopen the Omnic program. All right, I hope this video tutorial was helpful, and I'll see you guys in lab.